Hello YouTube and my few fans. Eel River, from what I've read, has been around since 1995. Eel River Brewing Company out of Scotia, California. This particular beer does not have a name, it's just called Amber Ale. Here's the bottle. Pretty basic graphics really, nothing that stands out too much. The website gives a quick story about it. I'll go ahead and read it. Organic Amber Ale. There's a pleasure in the pathless woods. There's a rapture in the lonely shore, and there's pride in our first organic brew. This medium-bodied amber ale, malty with a touch of sweet caramel and balanced by the smooth, fruity character of domestically grown hops. I don't know how long this beer's been around. They don't make any mention of it on their website. As far as I know, this beer is available all year round. I don't think it's seasonal. The 6-pack of this, I believe, cost me $9. Unfortunately, they don't say anything on their website at all. There's no detail on the malts or the hops, except that it uses a little bit of a sweet caramel malt, which is generally a crystal 10 or 20. Probably put something higher like 40 or 60 or 80, and it's just going to depend on the color. Mostly caramel, maybe a little bit toffee. When the numbers get higher is when it starts getting more intense. Expectations from this, from an amber ale, and also based on what they're saying, I am expecting a noticeable sweet caramel and maltiness from it. This should not be bitter at all. They say medium body, so that's what I expect. 5% alcohol, 13 IBU. What's typical for an amber ale, malty, which could come from Munich or Vienna, and then a darker crystal such as a 40, 60, maybe 80. Those tend to give toffee, caramel, sometimes a little plum, burnt sugar. What you see in front of you is the same as I see, not dark at all. A medium amber, if even that. They probably used crystal 40 in this by the look of it. I thought it'd be 60 or 80. Very clear, as you can see. My fingers behind it. No floating particles in it. Very thin head, about 1/8 of an inch, if even that. Has a good appearance. It's okay for an amber ale. The colors aren't wrong. I just thought it'd be darker than that. Ever so soft sweetness to it and maltiness. No floral, no citrus. A little bit hits my tongue, but the majority, at least 80%, is on the roof of my mouth. The crystal malt or caramel, depending on the manufacturer, it's the same thing, is the most noticeable. I agree, medium body. Light toffee caramel flavor. It's very pleasant. It sticks to the roof of my mouth and starts dying out, but there's still some residual flavors. There is a little bit of a malty backbone, but it's not very strong. I think they used more caramel crystal malt than they did anything else in here. It is not hoppy at all. It coats the roof of my mouth and just wants to linger there. It does dissipate, but it slides off pretty slow. I would describe the flavors as toffee, caramel. There's a tiny bit of sweetness. It's not spicy. I'm not getting any grain or bread or biscuit notes out of it at this point. It's a little thin, but not bad. Not really watery. This is not a complex recipe. I feel it's pretty simple. I don't think they use very many malts in this. What is there is nice and clean. This time it's divided between my tongue and the roof of my mouth. With the glass, it was about 80% on the roof. Same noticeable crystal caramel malt. Malty backbone is still there. The more I drink it, the more the caramel malts are standing out. The malty backbone is dying down just a little bit. I am not getting new flavors at this point. The body tastes the same. It's clean, somewhat well-rounded. I don't notice any off flavors in this beer. I don't get diacetyl. I don't get chemicals, acetone paint thinner, nail polish. It's not skunked. There are no fusel alcohols, astringency, there's no DMS, rubbery plastic. It tastes good and solid there. Will I buy it again? I would on occasion. Will I recommend it? Yes, if you like amber ales that are not hoppy, I think you'd like this amber. This beer is not the best amber I've ever had by a long shot. For what it is, I think they did a good job. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. It's a good, clean, solid amber. Single dimensional in the flavors, but that's okay. Single dimension's fine as long as they're good and solid. Eel River Brewing Amber Ale. That's it. There's no fancy name to it. If you've had this beer and would like to add any comments to it or feedback, let me know. I'd like to hear them. That's all I have for this review. I'm going to finish off my beer. Cheers. That's some kind of a malty grain. Okay, fuck. So I didn't